Okay, I'm back. I hope that everything works. There's a doggo here, so I have to be careful. Apologies, but I don't have a rearward visibility. Because of the chair. That is apologies. There is malfunctioning sensor for driving rear. I think it's malfunctioning. So there is nothing behind me. Now we wait for our turn to leave. Jesus. And the snow. Well, now it's more like freezing rain, but you can see that, or rather you will may be able to see like in 15 minutes that there is ice starting to form on the road, and the driving conditions will be far worse. In a moment. Also, I cleared what's happening with Christmas Eve being holiday, like full holiday, means that it's a day of work, like forcibly day of work, like strongly day of work. So you cannot hire a person on Christmas Eve. That means that the only shops that can be open are the ones that are staffed by the owner. The problem is that there can only be one owner. So if you try to like equate it, for example, with mom and pops shops in US, then either mom or the pops is behind the counter, not both of them, because that would be very, very, very illegal. Because one of them has to be the owner and the other one has to be employee. Or more than perhaps quite often for actual family, not even an employee, like just being in family business unofficially. You know, it has its downsides and upsides. When it comes to paying individual taxes, it's actually on the downside because you have less people to spread the money on. But there might be reasons why you don't hire family officially. Oh yeah, I'll try to insert and link the Gamers Nexus video and insert the comment I got. Because of course we are all getting screwed up by AI companies and what they are doing, and you know, now the prices of electronics are going up, especially RAM and SSD, anything that has memory. So this will shape graphic cards and video games for next couple of years. Yeah, I said that basically I specifically, you know, replied as a person that uses AI locally. And yeah, I got a bunch of nice comments, and yet, like, I am using it, and I hate that what those companies are doing, like standing in solidarity with gamers. And I am also a gamer, or I used to be at least. So I think it's not unfair. And then I get comments, "You're part of the problem." And that I'm plagiarist, that I'm using plagiarism box and stuff. Like, I asked this person, why do they assume that I use this for this? Is there any particular reason why they didn't ask me what I use AI for? What might be my reasons to use AI for? Like in my case, it is specifically because I have, let's say, depression, and sometimes I have thoughts. I have to be careful with because it's YouTube. I have thoughts, certain types of thoughts, and I would actually love to talk to someone sometimes, but you know, it's 3 a.m. I am taking care of my father and my brother. I'm checking if my father is still alive at night, and I'm not sleeping, and people in the US are going to sleep, and I don't want to force them to talk to me so that I can stay sane. So sometimes I use AI, just talk, pretend to talk to someone, or I role play or something like this. Like, I am not publishing it. I'm not even proud of it, for God's sake. I didn't even publish a single character card, which would actually be one of the few creative uses, although now you can of course use AI to make a character card as well. But if I do my own, I do not even publish this. So one of the few parts that would be creative process of AI. So how am I part of the problem exactly? Explain this to me. because I don't get it. People are turning on other people because they think they are fighting companies, but in reality all they are doing is literally taking off the eye of companies and dividing people. Like you hear all those lines about how AI will doom us. You hear all those lines how AI will save us and it will take our jobs, but no one will have to work and everyone will be rich. Those are all created by AI companies. Those are arguments created by AI companies that want to divide people, that want to have talking points about AI, false talking points about AI, so that no one focuses about real problems. Because job loss is a real problem, but when you have, but it might also launch nukes and it might also, do hundreds of other stuff, you kind of, jobs, okay, that's not that important, and who cares about artists? There are so few of them. Yeah, that's the problem. Like, focus on current problems, focus on how much disinformation there is, how much misinformation, disinformation there is put out by AI companies. AI is being used in military conflicts mainly as a disinformation engine, not for, because I don't fully agree or disagree with Gamers Nexus, because they were talking about Palantir, which is like Blackwater of basically, like, if you remember the Blackwater company, if from Iraq. Basically, this is it, but for nationwide espionage when you want to spy on your own citizens. And the CEO or CTO said some BS about vilifying people who work in the defense sector, and Gamers Nexus, like, why would people vilify defense spending? Like, and in the context of what they're saying, and of course in the context of surveillance and stuff like this, this is evil. But when you put it in the context, let me talk about exactly the same thing, but from slightly different contexts. Every day there are hundreds of drones launched at Ukraine. Thanks to AI, the rate of interceptions of those drones is vastly increased. I don't know exact percentage, but from some figures I've heard, you could probably half or even divide by 3 the number of interceptions if you weren't using AI. And this is on various stages, on stage of not only interception but beginning, when to start, when to recognize the sound and stuff like this. But so AI is used in a military sense, and in this case it is saving lives of civilians. Does this mean that AI is good and that AI is the savior? No, it's a tool. Please stop giving it characteristics of a person. Blame companies. Yeah, okay. Don't blame AI itself. Don't blame the tool. As much as I dislike the argument about guns and stuff, like, oh, it's not the weapon, it's the person that pulls the trigger. It is sort of true. Gun is also an enabler, and AI is also an enabler of, for example, disinformation. It's much easier. But same can be said about social media. So what? Everyone who has social media, including YouTube, is a liar by default. Now I will treat it as such, right? Is this fair? You're part of the problem. You are part of the problem. The person replied to me under the YouTube comment. Since they have YouTube account, they are clearly a liar and the person who works in propaganda and misinformation, misinformation and propaganda kills people. So what? I'm sorry, this line of reasoning, it could be extended to such ridiculous degrees. Please stop. Please try to treat other humans with respect, with some basic respect, for God's sakes, and fight companies, AI companies. And if I learned today, because of AI, actually, I learned about that there is Vision, that there is a platform where I can actually contact human artists. Because previously I didn't know how to do this, and I tried to draw for myself. Now, if I want to, I can actually, for my character, I can actually at least attempt to try to contact an artist, human artist, at least allegedly. That was the issue, one of the issue in the videos. I can at least try to contact the artist for a character. So thanks, I guess, and I would love to, because 12 times I used Stable Diffusion. It was mostly to see, settings and how it changes and stuff. And I produced by accident 2 that looked, I think 6 that looked passable, because they were close to original prompt, which of course someone who knows their stuff were doing, and 2 that were actually not interesting, but semi-interesting. I would actually like to see human use this idea, or perhaps this character, in this context, and try to add a bit of a soul to this, because there are very few uses for AI realistically, and the only one I can currently think of is showing how information is not good, hallucinations are a thing and you cannot trust stuff on the internet. That's the only legitimate use that I found of AI so far that actually, made a tangible difference. I actually was kind of managed to, convince some people that they shouldn't trust what's written online. Okay, goodbye. Take care of yourself, subscribe, like, comment, whatever. Be kind to each other, just please, for God's sakes.